Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. Well, the news came through that, I don't know how to put it actually. Shall we say all is not well in the Ekiti State House of Assembly, by which I mean that, so it's a APC, the APC-led, dominated House of Assembly seems to have trouble. And last week, a speaker was elected, and then, as of yesterday, he was impeached, and a new speaker has been elected. And so, it's quite topsy-turvy. So we'll try and find out exactly what is going on there. We'll be hearing from the impeached speaker, Boyega Aribishogun, later on. And we'll also be speaking with the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Hakeem Jamiu. He is the latest Deputy Speaker. And as acting Speaker, he presided over both sittings. The sitting that brought Aribishogun into office, and the sitting that has impeached him. And in this dispensation, Honorable Hakeem Jamiu is actually the Deputy Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly. And so I'd like to say a good morning to you, Honorable Hakeem Jamiu.
Good morning.
Yeah. So
good morning, Mr. Folari.
Thank you very much, sir. Yori, please. So tell me, what exactly is going, especially as you were in the first sitting and you were in the second sitting. So if you were in the first sitting, how come it went the way it went, and now second sitting where you also presided, a different person emerged, and indeed you have emerged as the Deputy Speaker yourself. Please sort of clarify for us so the rest of Nigeria can understand what's going on in the Ekiti family of APC.
Sorry, my internet connection is, I didn't hear the first part of the question.
Can
you come again?
Okay, let me just cut to the chase. What is going on since you, as acting Speaker, presided over the impeachment of the former Speaker, and that is Boyega Aribishogun, and you presided over, his impeachment as well. And in this case, in this particular dispensation, you emerged as the Deputy Speaker. So most people won't know what's going on. So I was saying, seek to clarify for us the Ekiti family, Ekiti APC family debacle.
Okay, thank you very much. First, let me correct the impression that I am as a Deputy Speaker. I didn't go through any fresh election. I've been Deputy Speaker since 2019, and I still remain Deputy Speaker.
I see.
In the absence of the Speaker, yes, in the absence of our standing order.
Well, I can understand that the video is freezing, but at least that much we got, that actually you're a long-standing Deputy Speaker. It's not that this particular situation brought you into office, that you have always been. So what has been done now is that we now have a new Speaker within a week or so. So as soon as it comes back, we'll be able to hear from you. And we're also waiting to hear from the impeached Speaker, who has put out a notice. He has done a press conference, and he has said that all sorts of House procedures, rules, guidelines, everything were breached, that this is a travesty of democracy. I don't know if you're hearing me, Honorable Jamiu. Okay, so these are the things that Honorable Jamiu will be clarifying as soon as he comes back on. The first one we've got is that he has long been a Deputy Speaker, and so his position didn't change. What has changed is the Speaker. It's no more Honorable Boyega Aribishogun. So as soon as we can get the Deputy Speaker back, we'll be able to proceed. This is one of those things. It happens with internet connectivity, and that's our only hope this morning, where both people are joining us from their base, the Ekiti State House of Assembly. Right Honorable Hakeem Jamiu is the person that we're speaking with now. And, we'll be hearing from Boyega Aribi Shogun later on. He's the impeached speaker. But it does go to show, the situation in Ekiti does go to show that maybe I shouldn't even add anything to it and just hear directly from the participants themselves in that particular family. Okay, we'll just take a quick break until things sort themselves out. We can't do any different since we're not going to start speaking for them. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Since the death of the former Speaker of the House, Fumini Afuye, the 6th Assembly in Ekiti State has been enmeshed.
As soon as the Speaker died, we knew there could be problem. So for the aversion of possible problems, the party needed to invite House of Assembly members. We spoke to them. First and foremost, we said they should allow the position to remain in South Senatorial District, where the former Speaker came from.
Aribi Shogun was elected by a majority of the House 6 days ago, but his emergence did not sit well with the kingmakers in the state. Today, he was impeached by 17.
What has happened on the floor of the House on 15th of November was a clear case of democratic process, which was beamed live and everything was done, openly, without any issues. And members were not. For them now to come...
Since the death of Since the death of the former Speaker of the House, Fumini Afuye, the 6th Assembly in Ekiti State has been enmeshed in controversy.
As soon as the Speaker died, we knew there could be problem. So for the aversion of possible problems, the party needed to invite House of Assembly members. We spoke to them. First and foremost, we said they should allow the position to remain in South Senatorial District, where the former Speaker came from.
Aribi Shogun was elected by a majority of the House 6 days ago, but his emergence did not sit well with the kingmakers in the state. Today, he was impeached by 17 members and immediately replaced by the Chief Whip, Olubunmi Adelugba, from Imure constituency, who is the most senior member from the zone of the late Speaker, thus fulfilling the wish of party leaders.
A lot of things that came up. The first one is, the last time that we sat, they revised the supplementary appropriation budget bill was supposed to be passed. The bill was stopped, it was not passed, it was sabotaged. The second one is that election that you are talking about was actually compromised.
The Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the House says 6 members, including the impeached Speaker, have been suspended indefinitely for unpatriotic and unparliamentary conduct, but will be open to accepting them back if they decide to play ball.
This started about 6 months ago. The people suspended. They are like cancers in the house, and we have to remove them. They wanted the deceased deputy speaker, the deceased speaker, and myself would have been impeached 6 months ago, if not for the fact that the leadership of the party intervened.
Aribi Shogun and the 6 erring lawmakers were also barred from the vicinity of the House of Assembly complex within the radius of 145 days for their act and the impeached speaker says his removal was illegal and there are plots to assassinate him. It's just a month that the new governor in Ekiti State, Biodun Abayomi, was inaugurated. And it looked like a year already because the events that has happened in the state in the past few days has left a lot of people wondering what will happen in 2023. To power brokers in Ekiti State, this might be some gameplay. To others, it might be democracy at play. We'll keep our eyes on the ground to see what happens. Ayomide Ajay, TVC News, Ekiti.
What has happened on the floor of the House on 15th of November was a clear case of democratic process, which was beamed live and everything was done, openly, without any issues. And members were not. For them now to come and be coercing members to go and institute an illegal impeachment, I think Ekiti State needs to be rescued from him. As I speak now, I'm about going to the IG to seek protection for all our members they have been harassing since night. Former Governor Fayemi has been calling all our members who are my supporters, and they have been harassed and been intimidated. Some of them have been picked up as I speak, and they are saying they are taking them to the House of Assembly. Whatever happens, Fayemi should be held responsible.
Okay. I think we have the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Hakeem Jamiu of the Ekiti State House of Assembly back. Just checking with you. Good morning again, Honorable Jamiu.
Yeah, good morning. So as I was saying, in the absence of the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker presides.
Yes.
That's why when late Right Honorable Afuye died, I became the actor performing all his functions. I performed all his functions. So when it was time to elect a new speaker, the party leadership called us and explained to us that since Afuye, because in Ekiti we have an arrangement of rotation among the 3 senatorial districts: the North, the Central, and the South. Later Afuye comes from the South, and our tenure, the tenure of this President Assembly is between 2019 and 2023. So if Afuye had not died, he will have completed his term June next year, June 2023. So since he died, so the leadership now said, let's let somebody from the South Central District complete that tenure. And the onus was on a female member from the South Central District, who is the most senior member, and is a principal officer, the chief whip. That is the Honorable Miss.
I think he was going to say Honorable Adeluga.
Now, Right Honorable, the new speaker. So, and we all agreed to implement the party's direction, because now let me say this. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Hello?
Please continue. We can hear you.
Oh, thank you very much. So on the morning of the election, I didn't know that Honorable Aribishogun, the impeached speaker, I didn't know he had other plans different from the one we agreed with the party, because the positions in the House are the principal positions of the House of Assembly are party positions, and there is no doubting this fact. And the party is supreme, and the party can give direction. So there is nothing strange about that. We agreed. So when we got to the floor of the House, and in fact, I was the person who actually appointed the then deputy leader, that Honorable Akingbolu, to nominate, because the process is that when we get to the floor of the House, you will nominate the member you wanted to be speaker. So, and we have agreed in the principal officers meeting before we went for that election, on the day of election. That was on a Tuesday, November 15. So we agreed And when you get there, Akingbolu should nominate, while another person, Honorable Ogunleye, should second. Only for us to get to the floor, and they changed the whole thing. Instead of Akingbolu to nominate Honorable Adeluga, he nominated leader of government business, meaning that they have deceived us. They have done something contrary to the directive of the party. So well, no problem. And since we are not prepared, because there was not supposed to be any other nomination, and since we are not prepared for election, they have perfected plans to manipulate. They brought in already ticked the division list, that is tick the ballots. So which we didn't do, they just collected it, and before we knew it, they started counting. So when they finished counting, they said Honorable Aribishogo scored 15 votes, while Honorable Adeluga scored 10. So majority of the members were shocked, and we are just looking, and I discovered that the unease started complaining when about 17 other members started complaining that this is not the result of the votes.
Okay.
So, and this led to kind of tension. Well, so and we started from there. There was tension, and everybody was on edge. And I think that is what the police had, and that's why they shut down the assembly. But let me tell you this: before we left, because we see the Zoom in the office the following day, which was Wednesday, which was November 16. So before we left, we came together. The honorable members, everybody was asking questions. In fact, they were even asking questions by the honorable members. Their constituents were asking them questions that what is going on in the assembly, or why did you disrupt the zoning arrangement of the party? Why did you vote? And they were saying they didn't vote. So it was at the sort of that we said, well, we now met and we decided.
Can I ask you, Honorable Jamiu? Honorable Jamiu, can I ask you one thing? Yes, whereas I hear everything you're saying, yes, but as you know, Honorable Aribishogun has, spoken out publicly. I think he held a press conference where he alleged that this is without prejudice to what you are telling us about party directions and guidelines, that none of the rules of the assembly, rights, procedures, or all of that, none of those things were followed, so that he has said that it was a sham of democracy. How would you, especially as a principal officer yourself, how would you respond to that? That the rules of the assembly for the purpose were not complied with at all?
You mean in his impeachment or in the election that produced him, or which one?
Actually, in the election that replaced him. In the impeachment. In the impeachment.
Oh, in the impeachment was legal, but it's legal, and the process was perfect. It followed due process.
Okay, I'll tell you something, sir. Sorry, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you, Honorable Jamiu. Okay. But I also have Honorable Aribishogun on the phone, because the data is just haywire today. I have him on the phone. So, Honorable Aribishogun, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay. Well, maybe you've been listening. Give us your side of the story. First of all, maybe you want to look at it from the point of view of the party set guidelines, your party, and that I'm just hearing from the Deputy Speaker that effectively a coup was pulled. What would be your reaction by your very good self?
Well, that's very good that he is even trying to expose the shenanigans that took place in the House of Assembly yesterday. I want to tell the whole world that I have never seen where honorable men, or perhaps those who claim to be honorable men, will go as far as violating the Constitution they sworn to protect. I've never seen where those who claim to be honorable men will go ahead to violate the standing orders and rules of engagement, which have been signed and approved by the authorities that govern the legislative governance. What transpired in the House of Assembly yesterday has a history. And I will tell you the history that there was vacancy in the office of the Speaker when the late Speaker died. And on 12th, the same day we buried the late Speaker, the former governor invited the 25 members to his private residence.
Governor Fayemi?
And Governor Fayemi invited all the 25 members to his private residence. And in that meeting, we have the former deputy governor, Otumba Bisi Egbeyemi, Professor Tupe Olabi, Sobi Obiodun Aluko, S.A. Abejide, and the party chairman. And we were curious as to why they would have to come. We thought perhaps they were coming to commiserate with us on the death of our late speaker, because all along, none of them has called us to say anything. But suddenly, we were just confronted with the news of the filling of the vacancy of the speaker. And the former governor stood up to say that the party and the elders have decided that the thing should be taken back to the southern part of the state. And that they have looked around and they have found Honorable Olubimi Adeluga. That they only asked us and not just to go and support her and make her the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. After all said and done, the party chairman corroborated and said that was the party decision and the elders have spoken. And they requested that we should talk. The deputy speaker, Honorable Hakeem, rose up to say that the party didn't do well, but that since they have said that is their decision, that they will try as much as possible to go ahead with that. But it's not speaking with all on behalf of all the elected members. The governor directed, the former governor pointed to me that I should speak. And I spoke. I said, sir, this is what I want us to do. But let us forget about whatever the party is good or not. But we have our constituency. And that we have the constitution and the standing order of the House. And that any violation of this could cause anything, that the people are watching us. That it should allow us to go back to our various constituencies to discuss this matter and perhaps look at the constitution and the standing order before we get back to them. That was how we ended the meeting. And
can I take it? Can I take it, Honorable? Can I take it, Honorable, that you were not exactly on all fours with the position presented that, look, this is the party's preference and desire? At that point, at the point of that, at that meeting, had made it very clear to them. Because shortly after I spoke that word, former Governor Fayemi stood up again to say that whether we have constitution or we have a standing order, all he wants is that Olubimi Adeluga should be declared the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. That was his last remark at that meeting. And I had expected that as a Democrat, they should have known that since I've mentioned the Constitution and the standing order, that I am not in tandem with whatever they must have agreed at that meeting. And that majority of our members did not clap when they asked Honorable Adeluga to stand up for recognition at that meeting. So, if peradventure, on Monday, they are now claiming that I disobeyed the directive of the party, I want to ask, who ordered for the plenary on the 2nd? On Tuesday, 15th November. The deputy speaker that is talking now was the one who called me on Monday evening as the then leader of government business to put it on the notice that plenary will hold. That is what the standing order says. There must be a notice if the plenary will hold. This they did not do on Sunday night. They went ahead on Monday with some talks, with some policemen,
to go and invade the assembly to carry out that illegal action. Then, on that same day of my election, we had the principal officers meeting. At the principal officers meeting, the clerk was there, and we did mention that how are we going to conduct this election, and what is going to be the rationale, and who is going to move the motion. The deputy leader was appointed by this same Hakeem Jamiu to go and nominate Honorable Adeluba. I didn't object to that until we got to the House of Assembly, the chamber, when people, politicians will always make little discussions while in the chambers. I don't know what transpired. I don't know what happened. But I can say, because Honorable Jamiu told Honorable Adeluba, that principal officer meeting, hey, whoa, in Yoruba language, whoa, I want your party, we are only doing this thing because the party have taken the active. He told us there at that meeting. Only for me to be nominated by Honorable Akibolu on the floor of the House. I've never lobbied for it. I never asked them that I want to be. But immediately, Honorable Adeluba nominated Adeluba. And going by our order, if there are two contestants, the most honorable thing to do is to go for election. And decision lists were distributed, ballots or tellers were distributed. At the end of the day, they voted, and the result was counted in the open glare of the gallery and the chamber. So I was declared winner with 15 votes. So Adeluba scored 10. There was no crisis. We never fought. We never quarreled. All of them, including Honorable Hakeem Jamiu, congratulated me. They followed me with the mails to the office of the Speaker.
I hear. Can I butt in a bit here? I beg your pardon. I hear that as a result of whatever is still a bit unclear, the governor, for example, has not received you yet, which is a bit was sort of extraordinary following your election. Is that a pointer to the fact that the governor is a bit miffed? Sorry?
The question you should ask them is that, is the governor part of the legislature? Must I be received by the governor if I have been elected?
Do you think the governor was working against you? Sorry, sir.
Listen, can any governor claim that because Buhari did not congratulate him, he will not be governor of his state?
No. Of course, it doesn't go like that. But I'm trying to establish a relationship here because I wonder if I'm getting from what you are saying and the facts on ground that you think Governor Fayemi worked against you, and I don't know how that's going to add up because Governor Fayemi, as is well known, there's a sense in which he brought you back after your initial suspension following your decampment to the APC, and he caused for he enabled payments to be made to you that had been withheld, maybe wrongly. So all of that was in there. So I just wanted to find out, he wasn't working against you then. Do you think he's working against you now?
Obviously. Going by what he's been doing the last couple of days. And let me explain to you.
Okay.
Let us not look at what those who are found, talking about.
Even though the same person has done you a favor, a big political favor in the past.
I've equally done him a favor. I was in the PDP. I was suspended just because of my principle with ex-Governor Fauci. He lobbied me to join him in the crusade for a second time. So we both help each other. It is like I'm a politician, he's also a politician. Politicians do have bargaining powers. And I was still an elected member of the State House of Assembly when he approached me that I should work with him. I should work with him so as to get his second-time ticket. And to all Ekiti people, they knew I was very, very, very supportive of him when he said he wanted to be the governor again. And for him to have done what they are claiming that he has done, it is constitutional.
But you have said, sorry to
If
interrupt you, but you have said that as far as you are concerned, can you hear me? But you have said, just to sort of confirm this, you have said that you don't accept anything that has happened and you're purported, as you are putting it, removal, but to them, it is not purported, it is actual. So you are saying that... You are saying that this cannot stand up in court.
That travesty of justice has the backing of the law. That is why they can be saying that it is no longer a purported inducement. I am still the speaker of that state, and I will remain the speaker until otherwise is proved in the law court.
Okay, fine. Sorry, sir. I've allowed you quite a bit of time, and I will still come back to you. I wanted to go back to the deputy speaker now, who has seen both sides. I mean, he's been the deputy speaker even before all of this started. He presided over, one, that which you call your election, and two, what is now seen as an impeachment. But I think I should go on a break first so that there will be there will be a lot fewer interruptions. So stay with us, please. And when we come back, we'll go back to Deputy Speaker Honorable Hakeem Jamiu of the Ekiti State House of Assembly so that he can rebut or clarify some of the points that have been made by impeached Speaker Gbega Aribishogun. Stay with us, please. Okay, welcome back. We have two of the people, concerned, directly impacted by the crisis going on, if indeed one can call it that. We started off by hearing from the Deputy Speaker, who was acting Speaker in the two elections that were held in the Ekiti State House of Assembly. So coming back to you, and thank you for, remaining with us, Honorable Hakeem Jamiu. Now, okay, I hope we will be able to hear you. Is it true that the former Governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, wanted Honorable Adelugba at all costs? And you've heard him say there that all the rules, regulations, standing orders of the House were breached. Being a principal officer yourself, I'm sure you will want to comment on that.
No standing order was breached. And it's not true that Dr. Fayemi wanted Adelugba at all costs. All he has been saying, who has, like you rightly said, who has been is a benefactor in the past. But be that as it may, the meeting he was talking about, that was not what transpired there. We all agreed. The only thing he said was that we go back and look at the standing order and work it out the way we have been doing. It was the same thing that we did when he became leader of business in 2019. When we got into the House, there was not supposed to be any other nomination. The one he was saying that he didn't know he'd be nominated is all lie. It's all bunkum. He has been nursing to be speaker even before the death of Afuye. He was even the arrowhead of the impeachment plots against Afuye and myself 6 months back. So when Afuye died, it became an opportunity. It became more desperate, and the result is the charm that he did on November 15, which he called election in cahoots with some workers in the House of Assembly to manipulate the process. We were not expecting any election. Yes, the standing rule says that in the death of the speaker, there shall be declared a vacancy, and there will be election of a new speaker. Election of a new speaker, according to our standing rule, can either be by election between two or more interested people, or it can be for only a single candidate, whereby if there is no any other nomination, just like Afuye emerged, the party directed them that it goes to the South. And when we got to the floor of the Assembly, there was no any other nomination. Nomination closed. So Afuye became Speaker. The same thing was expected to happen to
Okay. It's frozen again because I was going to ask.
The family was only symbolic. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you. Continue, please.
Yes. Dr. Fayemi was only was only trying to represent the party leadership, which comprises of
the audio,
Otumba Adebayo and the present governor Bao. So,
okay.
Hello?
Very good. Because you're touching on something that I wanted to ask, which is, what, to the best of your understanding, is the disposition of Governor Biodun Oyebanji on this, as well as the party and other major stakeholders?
Governor Biodun Oyebanji is the leader of the party and is 100% in support of the position of the party because he is a party man himself. He is a product of the party. So he is in support of this. He is in support of the fact that the leadership of the House should go to the South, that we should allow the South to finish the tenure of late Afuye. So that's party's position. And party is supreme.
Excellent.
So it's Shogun saying that he is greater than the party.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He says greater than the party.
Okay.
So what happened was that he planned a coup on the floor of the assembly fraudulently. The election that produced him on the floor that was fraudulent, and that was why he is claiming that 15 voted. Why did 17 impeach you if 15 voted for you? 17 members impeached, and the impeachment. The impeachment is legal, is constitutional.
All right. Honorable Aribi Shogun, are you still there? Honorable Aribi Shogun?
Yes.
Honorable Aribi Shogun?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. So what is the issue that you have or had with this position going to the South so that the tenure of the deceased speaker could be completed? Being a party man, you knew that was the reasoning. What was the problem that you had with that? Or maybe issue, I shouldn't call it problem. What was the issue you had with that?
Well, it is not a problem. But the issue I have with that is that the Senate in 2018 said that the governor cannot come from the northern zone, and then the speaker will come from there. Right Honorable Kola Oluwole was removed as a result of the fact that Governor Fayemi was coming in as a governor in the north. And Honorable Alagbada was elected from the south to complete the tenure of the north. When that was done, ex-Governor Fayemi cannot claim not to have called me to say that I can no longer be the speaker because he is from the north, that I should go and be the leader of government business. And when that happens, unfortunately, Alagbada came in on the October 11, 2018. And Kumini Yafuya came in on the 5th of June 2019. Making it, and he died in October 19, 2022, making it 4 years that the South attend their tenure. The South has the deputy governor as I speak. They have the party chairman from both federal constituencies 1, federal constituencies 2. Where the comes from, governor now have the minister and they have the ambassador. Legality, they tried yesterday. They still went ahead to have the majority leader of the House of Assembly in the same center, which is an uncalled for, an imbalance in the equation of Ekiti state politics. That is one. Secondly, the issue of whether the election that took place yesterday was legal or not. Ask Honorable Hakeem whether there was a notice of plenary on Monday, or since he has gotten to the House of Assembly, whether we have sat on Monday, whether we have brought in to come and organize an election. Whether even in 2019,
yes, because I did read where you were asserting that the meeting that impeached you was held at all sorts of unusual hours of the day, not during normal working hours.
You should ask him whether having been declared by the police that that place was under siege, how did they get access to that place at 10 a.m.? And how did they bring all the talks to that environment? And the police that are claiming that not to attack now open the gate for them, organize that kangaroo. If they do not have a premonition that they are coming to attack the assembly.
Okay.
They had demonstrated the Carlos chamber.
I beg your pardon.
By going ahead to violate the Constitution of Nigeria, stipulates that in the event of an election of a speaker or impeachment of a speaker, there must be notice which will be served personally on the speaker within 72 hours, upon which he should respond. Have they done that?
These were omitted. No problem. Let me hear from Honorable Jamiu. Let me hear from Honorable Jamiu. Honorable Jamiu, if you can hear me. If you can hear me, Honorable Jamiu, I beg your pardon.
Yes, I can hear you.
Aha.
I can hear you.
Yeah, you have already said that no rule, no provision, no standing order was infringed upon. But how about that? Those points that he mentioned, that notice was not sent out at the very barest minimum.
It was served through the sergeant at arms or assembly on Wednesday, October 16. It was served. It was actually served. But whether it is now, it may now pretend that it does have, but when the time comes, thank God it's going to court. The sergeant at arms will show the notice that he has been served. And that was within 72 hours. His impeachment took place only yesterday. So it was served, he didn't respond, and we set up an ad hoc committee that for the culpable of all allegations, including manipulating the process of the election that brought him into power, including sabotaging the appropriation bill. He and his cohorts sabotaged the appropriation bill. So it was duly served. And 17 members voted. 17 out of 25 is 2/3 majority. We voted for his impeachment. All our standing rule, the Constitution was followed. So no standing rule was breached, no Constitution was breached. But we are not lawyers. We are lawmakers. If he's aggrieved, let him go to court. I want to tell you, if he's claiming that he has 15 members, how come 17 voted for your impeachment? It means that something is wrong. It means that we have now confirmed that the election that brought you in was a sham, and it was a ridicule. It was a dent on the integrity of the House of Assembly. And apart from that, Honorable Bishogon is a power monger. There's Tudado. Ask him. The same thing he did in PDP in 2016. He was also suspended because of this inordinate ambition. He wanted to impeach the speaker then, and he started doing this again now. All this noise that his life is in danger, he's going to the IG. He did the same thing against Governor Fayose in 2016, claiming that Fayose wanted to kill him. It is now Fayemi who wanted to kill him. So it's a leopard who cannot change his spot. But I want to assure him that we have not done anything contrary to our standing rule. We have not done anything contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria. And he should stop blackmailing Dr. Fayemi, who had also helped him in the past. It's not a crime. Dr. Fayemi is a leader of the party, and he speaks on behalf of leadership. So now singling him out that is the one that is trying to disrupt the assembly is not true. You are facing the party.
Honorable Aribi Shogun, you heard that, as you know, because one is trying to be as even-handed in this whole matter. You heard that. Honorable Aribi Shogun.
You should have asked him, where was the service made when police invaded the House of Assembly since Wednesday, 16th November, few hours after I was elected.
I hear you, sir. But the part that I thought you might want to comment on, you said you have 15. How come 17 reportedly voted for you?
Tell them to show you, tell them to come out with the video evidence of their election that took place yesterday. Let me tell you that we have our 15 members, but we were in a place where the governor of Fayemi was calling Femi Akindele, calling Olatuki Joseph, calling Tunde Idowu, They should go to the House of Assembly now that Bumi Adeluga has been elected. They went to the office of the Speaker to take photographs from them. All those things are recorded. These are people that will give evidence that they were only serving. Even the clerk of the House cannot claim that he was not at the former governor on Saturday. Everything, even the sergeant at time, as at the time they were inside that place at 5:43, he was calling, because I called, I said, they entered that, because I was monitoring them. When they left the party chairman's by 10 p.m. to Ibaroke, I was monitoring because they felt that they have the people. 5 out of those they claimed that were with them were speaking with us. That was why we can also know where they were planning all these shenanigans.
So, Honorable Adibishogun, so the situation, I beg your pardon, I really must get in here. I beg your pardon, Honorable Adibishogun. So you are saying that this is not over yet. As far as the House of Assembly is concerned, it now has the Speaker in the person of Honorable Olubunmi Adelugba. You are saying foul, that you shall meet in court. Have you indeed initiated proceedings in that direction, or might you be prevailed upon in the interest of family relations and settling the crisis in there to, just go along with the party? Because this is coming back to you don't see eye to eye with the party. If I am not mistaken, it seems to me that you don't see eye to eye with your party. And you want to test it in court.
We have been related together. It is just that it is unfortunate that the same who has been harping on constitutionalism at the one now it is a shame that Honorable Hakeem Jamiu can come up to the public to say that they have not violated the Constitution and the standing. When in actual that have been the guidance of the legislative governance in the
state. It's interesting. You say he has violated. You heard him say that no violation occurred. So it seems like this is destined for court.
Yes, I say it is a shame, and it's a shame for Dr. Kadefayemi not to own up that he was the one that said we should go and impose on Adelugba. He claimed to be a Democrat. Then he should not hide away from that. I have the records of what happened. He should come out and own up to all that. He only wanted his studio to be there, just to checkmate the government in place. We all know these things. I'm up to this. I want to tell you that Ekiti people will reject this illegality. Ekiti people will fight for this illegality. Ekiti people will rescue Governor Oyebanji from the stronghold of Femi. We will not tolerate it.
Did you say rescue? Did you say rescue Governor Oyebanji?
Yes.
But are you suggesting then that he's a puppet of former Governor Fayose? I mean,
we are in the system. We are within the system. He has never allowed that guy to. They have been threatening him with court cases. They have been threatening him with all sorts of things. Okay. All kinds of tendencies to just prevent him from talking.
All right, then. Well, I want to thank you because we're fast running out of time. But I want to thank you, Honorable Boyega Aribishogun, for at least being available for us to hear your side of the matter. Now, as far as the Deputy Speaker is concerned, Honorable Hakeem Jamiu, an election has been conducted, and we have a speaker in the person of Honorable Olubunmi Adelugba, which he said is, to the liking of the party and all stakeholders are concerned. So coming back to you for your final word now, Deputy Speaker Honorable Hakeem Jamiu, that seems to be the way it is. So the rest shall be in court because you heard your colleague there.
Yes.
You might be at odds right now, but yeah.
I sympathize with him because I think he's suffering from post-impeachment trauma. But he should just take it easy. Right now, as I'm speaking, if he claims to be speaker, ask him where he is. I'm in my office. If you can see the background, I'm in my office. And right now, as I'm talking about, I am going to parliamentary with 18 members. 18 members are there. They are waiting for me with the new speaker. So only his 8 members cannot come to this assembly because they are suspended. I mean, it's 7 members. he plus other 6. They can't. They cannot come here. So the peace has returned to the house.
Okay,
very
quickly. Very quickly, Honorable Jamiu.
Yes,
do
sir.
you see a resolution of this matter? Because after all said and done, it is one APC family in Ekiti. Unless,
oh yes, fine.
So, do you see this being resolved?
We are not opposed. Oh yes, it's going to be resolved. If they know they want peace, then they should. They should follow the party direction, because we are all products of the party. We are products of the party. You cannot oppose the party that produced you, and think that you get away with it. So they must come. And for those who have been suspended, they have a window of apology. They can write a letter of apology to the leadership of the House. Then we consider it. Then we absorb them with a promise that they are going to behave honorably, that they will not continue to disturb the peace of the House. The Sixth Assembly has been the most peaceful House of Assembly until it came with its inordinate ambition.
All right, then. We're going to have to leave it there.
And all what have you.
We're going to have to leave it there. I want to thank you very much, Deputy Speaker, Ekiti House of Assembly, Honorable Hakeem Jamiu. Thank you for making time for us this morning. And I also have to extend my appreciation to Honorable Boyega Aribishogmo, who has been impeached. But as you said, this matter, we've not heard the last of it. It shall be going to court still. But the official position, just hearing it from the Deputy Speaker right now, is that Honorable Olubunmi Adelugba is indeed the Speaker of the Ekiti House of Assembly. And so we'll just wait to see how it all, if anything, differs. That's our program today. Thank you very much for being with us. Join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.